All right. Well, welcome once again to Brother Eric Turi Mohammed, and thank you as well, Mr. L, for gracing us with some wonderful words. And you guys have seen the limited edition cards as well, which is available. So you want to collect them all. And for South Africa, by the way, your guys are going to get a Nelson Mandela one coming. So you may want to stay tuned for that. So back to you, Mr. Eric.
Thank you, Brother Zav. Greetings, everyone. In case we have not had the opportunity to meet, I'm your brother and friend, Eric Trey Muhammad, and I am the Bancus United States Sales Director. And it is indeed a honor, privilege, and pleasure to be here with so many of you across the globe, because not only is it transatlantic, but we're also seeing South Pacific. We see some of our members here, and I'm just really honored and grateful to be a part of this wonderful, magnificent company. And as you hear Mr. Zav today and present things, I want you to give it all the attention it deserves, because this is your opportunity to participate in your own rescue. In your own rescue. I want you to concentrate on two particular words, folks: ownership and control. See, because this is what attracted me to Bankers. What attracted me was it's evolving through its mission, through its purpose, through its vision. And it became clearer and clearer to me that I wanted control of my money. I wanted control of my assets. I wanted control of how life would be dictated, because I wanted it dictated financially on my terms. Most times we've had relationships financially with others taking charge. It started with having employment, having a job, not knocking the job. It was just the reality. You know, uh, chances are, if you have to have a job, that means your money's unemployed. See, and most of us do approach this backwards because of the way we've been conditioned. You see, now I'm born into the world only knowing to do what my parents did, and they only know to do what their parents did, and that's no different from any of you. We come into the world of abundance, but yet we are operating from limited beliefs and lack. Well, that's been by design. Okay, now it's not your fault or my fault. It's just a matter of how the game was played until awareness came on the horizon. Think about this. There's more air in the world than you can ever breathe. There's more land on the planet than you can ever walk, build upon, or add vegetation to. There's more water on the planet that you can ever swim, drink, or bathe in, right? With all this abundance, who is it designed to serve? It's designed to serve you and I, the best of his creation. And the abundance was given to us, but something happened along the way. We got tricked out of our inheritance. Abundance is a birthright. And you find through awareness, you'll start to seek those things that speak to your God given rights, if you will. And for me, Bankers was drawing close to that space, and now it has arrived with ownership and control. See, you're in such a powerful position right now because this is not about an opportunity. When you have something, as Brother Zaf will expound on, when you have something that has the ability to serve billions of people on this planet, that's not an opportunity. That's a solution. And this is where we are. I was extremely excited over its possibilities, and I jumped in hands on and just went to work. And I have a saying, or we have a saying that we coined in the United States. There's so many of the Team Believe community here, and the one thing that we always share is that only doing gets it done. We can pontificate day in and day out. We can expound on everything we ever heard quoted. We can give all these adages and anecdotes, But I'm here to tell you, without action, it falls on naught. And this, by far, has proven itself to perform as advertised, folks. You're going to see something about the product. You're going to see something about the development. I'm excited over the tokenization. Do you understand? You're talking about 300 million slices of a pie. And you can get your slice of the pie right now and be co-owner. This is an amazing, amazing opportunity. I ordered the commemorative card, the first one that is out. I have the metal card. I have virtual cards, and they all operate without any disturbance or hesitation. And those of you who are receiving in the country, I was so happy to see our communities there in Durban and Johannesburg receive their cards. They are performing as advertised. There's no chink in its armor, and there's no interruption to its abilities. So you should be harking on to the world. And then on top of that, you can bring people to the opportunity and never come out of your pocket one time to get your cards, to get active. And I'm telling you this from my own personal experience. When I began with Bancus, just the very end of July of 2025, it was July 31st, it was introduced to me by Mr. Fred Moore, our corporate trainer. He said, take a look at it. I looked, number one, because he had my trust. He had my trust. And what can it hurt you but to take a look? And so I took a look. 7 minutes into studying the slide, the PDF that he sent me, I wanted in. It was a no-brainer for me. And I signed up, got my referral link, and every live event that was being done, I made myself available for it and shared my link out with so many of us because I wanted everyone to see what I was feeling. Do you know that I did not have as much as a dime or as little as a penny when I began with Bankers? I didn't have it. The card's only $35. I couldn't get it. The card was only $85. I couldn't get it. But I had the two things that are required to be successful in this, and hopefully those two things you'll find at the conclusion of Mr. Zaff's presentation. That's belief and understanding. Belief and understanding. The only reason we don't do a thing, we either don't believe or don't understand. But when you have the combination of both, the belief and galvanizing that belief with understanding, boy, you got a tiger by its tail. I shared this opportunity with everyone possible. I spared no stone. It had to turn. People had to know. We're not in the convincing business. That's not our part. We just want to make sure that you're aware that you can participate in your own rescue. So I shared it with everyone. It was July to mid-August. By mid-August, I was on a training with Mr. Moore and learned that if I went into my back office, I would see something. I went into my back office, folks, and there was hundreds of dollars sitting in that back office. Now, mind you, at that point, I never purchased a car. I didn't have one. But I shared it with everyone who believed, and when they believed and they had the resource, they purchased cars. And because they had my referral link, I instantly received commission. I didn't get a card to the end of August 2025. And when the end of August came, I had more than $1,000 sitting in my back office. See, I'm here to tell you, only doing gets it done. Now, I'll say this in closing. When you start out, like anything, it's from humble beginnings. It's just you. You are the tip of the spear of your organization. And it's your responsibility to take charge of it. So when I say ownership and control, own it. You are in full control of how many people you share this opportunity with. You are in full control of how many Zooms you become a part of. You are in full control of how many tokens you purchase for yourself. Be co-owner in an extraordinary gift of opportunity. Extraordinary. Folks, let me simplify it this way. If you have one USD, $1, do you know that can equate to 5 shares of ownership in your company? It's your company. Think about the power in that. Everybody can come up with $1 a day. Everybody can come up with $5 a day. You do more than that and driving, uh, picking up slow death at a drive-through restaurant. You do more than that with a vice, a cigarette, a drink. You go out for dinner for two, and it might as well be $1,000. Well, maybe in rand, but you understand. We do so much frivolous spending. We take no charge or control or financial discipline. So this is what I'll share with you, and I'm gonna turn it over to um, brother Zach. The first thing you want to do, the first thing you want to do is establish your lifestyle costs. Meaning, what does it cost to run your home, or if it's a business, your operation, or if it's an institution or a worship center, what does it cost to comfortably run that institution or run your home where you don't have to leave out of the household, right? And then once you've done that, look at how many shares you will need to have in your coffers to control that flow. How many cards do you need to have in your community to control that flow? And you're going to find that you'll be in position to take the proper action, to get the proper results, to control the lifestyle that you're desirous of, and be a benefit, a solution to a global problem. So, with that being said, I look forward to this presentation. I look forward to hearing your comments. I look forward to seeing your questions answered. Please do not be here, have a question, and don't ask it, because then you're doing a disservice to the entire community. That'd be a real selfish act to have a question and wait till we get off the call and ask Brother Zaf on the side, or ask one of your leaders on the side. No, when you ask your question here, the 80 folks or more that will be on this platform will also benefit from the answer. So with that, I want to thank you for your time and attention. I want to give it back to Brother Zaf. This man's leadership is unquestioned. He's a marvel. He's a marvel. He's a solution waiting to happen. And if you're willing to embrace that which he shares with you, I can assure you, you're on the right road to prosperity, to a healthy lifestyle, and a healthy wealth being. That's my word in the USA, wealth being. Welcome to those of you here from the Bahamas. I see so many of you. I see you here from New Zealand. I see you here from Malaysia. I'm so very happy to the dynamic that we represent in Team Believe, and of course, Brother Keys there in Cambridge, Mass. I want to thank each and every one of you for your time and attention. And now I turn it over to my brother and friend, Bancus South Africa's sales director, Mr. Zaf Khan, the real Zaf Khan. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Eric Turi Mohammed, our wonderful, wonderful brother in the USA. Can we give him some love in the chat? That was a very, very powerful input. You know, your mindset is so important. There's many things you need to get right? Your mindset, your heart set, your soul set. And those are all important, because if one is out of sync, it's very difficult for you to succeed. You don't want to be the richest person in the graveyard, right? You want to do all that you can here so you create a legacy. So I'm going to walk you through the presentation. As always, as Mr. Eric said as well, type it in the chat, your questions. Now, because we got people from all over the world here, I'm not going to specifically mention the rand value to things, but for all my South African brothers and sisters here, feel free to calculate the rand differences when I'm speaking, and you can put it in the chat for everyone that's from South Africa. So welcome once again, and let's get this show on the road. Right, so you're here for one of two things, right? The card or the coin, or you're here for both, right? So if you're here for either, stay tuned because this is going to be a little two-part presentation, and we're going to get all your questions answered before you leave, and you're going to leave a lot wealthier than when you first joined. All right, so welcome to Bancus, right? It stands for the Bank of Us because that's what it is, right? It's the people's bank. Now, when Mr. Alejandro and Charlie, who's the co-founder and founder, when they came across this, when they put it together, there was a challenge in, many of you may know, may not know, but South America makes or mines the most amount of crypto anywhere in the world. We're talking about Mexico, Colombia, Venezuela, Cuba. So all the South American countries, they are big on this. You may see Dubai showing you how to spend it, but in South America, it's not just like that, right? They don't really necessarily need to feed the lifestyle. Dubai just advertises everything 10x. That's Dubai, right? But South America, they used to mine a lot. And they had a challenge. How do we spend this? Because obviously, if you got it, how do you spend it? And that's where the genius idea came out from. It didn't happen overnight. So we are all here today united by this card, which gives us the key to the entire community of whatever is to come. As Mr. Al mentioned, there are 5 new products in the market, which we won't discuss on this call, but you will be hearing more about it, and you will be gracefully introduced to it. But now we're here for the card and the coin. So at Bancus, we provide a simple, secure, and accessible solutions which enables people to, number one, manage their money, access to global financial technology, and to use digital tools for their economic growth. And the approach is to specifically designed for emerging markets where financial inclusion is key. So you want to be involved in something that's evolving, right? And many of us may know of other companies out there, cell phone companies, right? Like, well, we take, for example, Nokia, right? Or as we call it in South Africa, Nokia. They had everything in place, everything. And, the CEO said, we did everything right and we still lost. The point is innovation. You can have everything, but if you wait, you got a challenge, right? The Wright brothers didn't have everything, right? They had everything against them, but they were bicycle mechanics, right? There was a guy named Pierpont Langley who actually invented the plane before them. But what was his problem? Perfection. He wanted it to be perfect. He was connected to the wealthiest man in the world at the time, right? Andrew Carnegie gave him all the money he needed. He put together the biggest team he could when it came to physicists, came to everyone involved in aeronautical engineering, had the plane ready, never took flight. The Wright brothers made something scrappy, took flight for less than 21 seconds, and guess what? The rest is history. Simple as that. So success leaves clues, people. It doesn't have to be perfect. Remember, strive for progress, not perfection. So Bancus represents a new way of interacting with money. Through advanced technology, we offer real solutions to the challenges of the traditional financial system, right? So basically, your traditional system has limited access. Whether you're using SWIFT, you're sending money abroad and stuff. Like, for example, if I want to send money to USA, let's say to Mr. Eric, and I would have to wire transfer it. A lot of cost. And guess what? In South Africa, the banks are closed. So I have to wait almost 24 hours. Extra fees. And what do the banks do? They make money on your money while it sits in their account. That's just the way they work, right? High costs as well. Slow processes. If there's a holiday or delay, well, it's another 24 hours. Now with the blockchain, it's instant. If I just send money to the US right now and I send it in USDT, all right, it goes instantly on the blockchain in less than 2 or 3 seconds, and it reflects. That is power in your hands. So today with Bancus, everything is faster, more accessible, and more efficient. Now, global activity, right? There's hundreds of thousands of users in Bancus already, and we are all partaking in the usage of how we spend our crypto because we are part of a connected global community where technology enables borderless transaction, access from anywhere, shared growth. We've got people in countries that are unfortunately sanctioned, where they cannot use your regular method of getting money. Guess what? Bancus helps them. And I think that's good because we're liberating people, right? In that way, whatever your country is going through, the people shouldn't have to suffer. We should always have a solution because everyone is earning money, needs to feed their family. And if you can provide a solution, well, you have a recipe for success and wealth creation. And the purpose is to promote financial development of millions of people by democratizing access to modern, safe, and simple solution. As always, I always speak about this, even when I'm doing public speaking. Democracy, such a powerful word. Often in time, do we feel we live in a democracy or do we live in dictatorship? Because personally, for me, I feel we live in dictatorship because democracy means the people shall govern, right? Which means you should have a right to say, hey, you know what? This is my hard-earned money, and I choose to keep X of so much away. But often in life, we make it, and people tell us how we should spend it and how we should use it. To me, that seems like, it's a give and take. So democracy with Bancus is fantastic because it allows the user to have freedom of will. Now, the vision is to become the most reliable and expansive monetization medium in the world. Let me tell you something, Bancus is doing that. If you have been on our corporate calls, we're having another one upcoming. You want to be there. You want to invite your friends and family to be there because the products that's coming is going to revolutionize every business you can think of. So in that way, you want to make their business, your business. In that way, you can become very wealthy in the space by just putting people onto a right path. The mission is to provide high-level monetization solutions accessible to all by combining technology, education, collaborative model that drives economic growth for each user. So when you speak about education, yes, we got things coming through as well. We got a medium for kids. That's right, Bank Kids, right? And that's helping the younger generation because I feel today, they said I think it was General Eisenhower who said in the 1930s, they asked him, what's the problem with society today? And he said too much information. Can you imagine? He said that back then when radio and newspaper was all the information they had. Today, you got radio, newspaper, which not many people read. You got magazines, you got TV, you got ads, you got YouTube, TikTok, whatever, Facebook, Instagram, everything wants your attention. Where you give your attention is important because clarity is power. Where you feed your attention, it's important, right? I love sport, don't get me wrong, but I haven't watched sport for over 13 years. I gave it up. And that's how I became wealthy. You got to give something up. And then eventually, when you get there, you can have it all. But something has to give. Sometimes you're going to have to just separate yourself from your friends. They are good, but they're not good for you financially. Because in 3 or 5 years, where do you want to be? Still working or do you want to have your own business? Very simple, right? You got to make that choice. Now, the strategic alliances is important, right? Now, I had many crypto companies, card companies come to me, and most of them were master. Never have I seen a Visa. If I have, they haven't come to me directly. But Bancus has Visa and Master, right? That is a huge, huge thing because I know massive corporate companies that cannot get a Visa printed on their card because they do not get access for that. And guess what? To get that happening, there are thousands of papers that you need to fill out in the process, and it's a pain. But for us to get Visa and Master, that's telling you something. Bancus is doing something right. And that's powerful. So Google and Apple Pay, right? We got the Google Pay that's finalized. We're waiting for the Apple to get sorted, and that should be happening this month, right? This month. And then what happens? Well, we are an entire ecosystem now. So now you can load your card on your Google and Apple Pay when that's live, and you can leave your card at home. You can just use your phone and tap and pay. That is evolution, right? So international payment networks, high-level financial technology, and a scalable digital solutions. That's why I love Bancus, because it's also on the blockchain. So we have nothing stopping us except the internet, and we can all safely say the internet won't die because the world runs on it, right? So it's top priority. So in Bancus, you will find affordable and transparent fees, and that's the key in anything you do, right? Affordability and transparency, and that's what we have here. So the moment you spend something with your Bancus card or use it for something online, you can see the transaction in your dashboard immediately of what went out. Fast and efficient transactions, multi-currency digital account. So we use 2 types of cryptocurrencies. Someone type in the chat USDT. USDT. Now USDT, we use 3 networks, right? 3 networks. The BEP20, right? The TRC20 and the ERC20, right? Only those 3 networks. So when you're sending, whether you're sending from Binance, whichever network, remember only those 3, and you send USDT. The other one, in some countries, USDT is banned, so they use USDC. Both are stable coins. So USDC runs on two networks, not three, two. That's the BEP20 and the ERC20, right? Remember the coin, USDT and USDC. So you'll always send network to network. And what I love about Bancus is that when you select the network, it gives you two options. It gives you a scan and it gives you a copy button. You can copy the address. You got two mobile devices or you got two devices, then you can go ahead and just scan and you can pay. That is great. What's also good about the scan feature as well? Well, if you want to basically have a small online business where people pay you in crypto, well, that's your barcode right there. You can monetize that and you can basically use it as a payment gate. When people pay you, it will come into your Bancus. So that's a very simple thing to do as well, right? So only those two coins and those networks. Global access from anywhere. Doesn't matter where in the world you are. If you got access to the internet, you have a business 24/7 platform available. Yes, we are basically getting better with support as we go. Bankers literally almost tripled their users in the space of just 5 months. So we are evolving as well with that. So quick and secure registration as well. So everyone on this call or anyone, how quick is it for you to sign up? Does it take longer than a minute or two? You can type it in the chat. It's quick and simple, right? We had an 8-year-old walk through the process because her mom didn't know much. And if the 8-year-old can walk through the process of signing up, then guess what? Anyone can. But as always, we will hold your hand and show you exactly. And we also have videos on how to sign up as well. So you are in safe hands. So full control of your funds. Exactly. You have full control. Now, Bankers has two parts as well. We have a wallet and we have a card, right? When the money is in your wallet, you cannot spend it until you load your card. That is good. I only load what I spend. If I'm going to spend $100 in the week, I'll load $100. Simple as that, right? I wouldn't put everything on there. Simple as that. And you can either follow that or you can do whatever you need. But that's the point. When it's in your wallet, it's there, and nobody can use your card anyways because Bankers has top-notch security as well. So whatever's on your card cannot be used because they need a PIN. And the PIN is not on your card, it's on your phone. So Bankers offers an intuitive and easy-to-use platform, right? Access from any country. So for example, if you're traveling overseas, and let's say I'm going to see Mr. Eric there in the US, and I withdrew rands, South African rands from the airport in South Africa, while I'm traveling, and if I'm in mid-air and the air hostess comes to me and says, you know what, how would you like to pay? And if it's dollars, I'll get charged dollars. So Bankers uses a middle network called CryptoLot, and CryptoLot converts that instantly. So if I'm in South Africa, and let's say I've got a layover in Dubai, I'll go to the airport and I'll withdraw dirhams in cash. If I go to USA, I'll withdraw dollars. If I go to UK, I'll withdraw pounds. You get the idea. It doesn't matter which country you will withdraw that currency. Simple as that. And Bankers does not have ATM fees, except the ATM has their own fees. So that's something to know as well, which is fine because we got people in South Africa that withdrew cash, and that is fantastic, right? Send money within the ecosystem. Yes, we got a peer-to-peer system, right? Anyone here can even try it. It doesn't cost you a dime. You can send money to one another for free and just play around and see. And all you need is their Bankers email address. So whatever you signed up with the Bankers app, you send to that email, they get it in a split second as well. So which means if you got someone elderly in another country and they need money, you don't have to worry about why you're transferring it to them, right? You can get them, send them the money as well, provided they got a card, or you can send them money to buy a card. And then they can use the digital card as well once the Google and Apple Pay is ready. And guess what? That'll give them all the access the plastic and metal can in a quick time frame, because that's the whole idea of Bankers. We don't want you to use your card now. We want you to use your card right now. And with that, it's unstoppable. Direct management of your funds as well, and it's all designed to put you in control. So in the chat, if you have a metal card, type M. If you got a plastic, type P. And everyone on this call, the moment you buy a card, have you activated your free digital card? Type yes or no, because if you purchased a card, and even though you don't have your card yet because it's on its way, you have the right to a free virtual card. If you haven't done it, you can go in your app and claim it. Please do it because you're going to see the price of the virtual card, and right now it's yours for free if you bought either one. Secure technology, the digital record keeping of technology enables secure operations, transparency in every transaction, and data protection, which is key. Right? Bankers does not store your data. in that way, where other companies do. And what other companies do, they sell your data. They make money on your data. And then you wonder, why are you getting so many spam calls? Because your data has been sold by the people you trusted to keep your data safe. Many of you all use social media and they have that quota and they say your data is safe. It's not safe. They're selling it and making billions of it. Bancus doesn't do that, and that's why I love them, right? So user control as well. You manage your funds. You decide how to use them, right? Simple as that. I cannot advise you how to use your money. It's you using your money and what you want to use. You are in control of your account. The platform acts as a tool, not an intermediary. That is very powerful to understand. Do not use the app as your bank, right? It's a movement on how to spend your crypto. If you want to know more about cold wallets, we can chat about that, because that's something you want to look at if you got a hell of a lot of crypto and you want to keep it safe. A cold wallet is good. That's your go-to as well. And with the cold wallet, you can actually top up your banker's card from. And guess what? The cold wallet is decentralized, safe between you, yourself, and no one else. Right? So why Bancus? So basically with Bancus, you can convert your digital assets into everyday cash, online and in-store purchases, right? Simple as that. Use it online. For you guys in America, which online stores did you all use it? So just type it in the chat, because people from South Africa have family in America and they would also like to know. So if you don't mind, just type in the chat which store you use it online, and yeah, for buying things, that'll be good to know as well. In South Africa, we use it on Takealot. We use it to book. Takealot is our version of Amazon. So we also got Amazon here as well, and we use it there. It works great. We use it on online stores. Some use it on Temu, which the whole world knows because they flooded the world with adverts, but everyone knows them, right? People have used it for Ticket Pro to buy crickets to sports matches online. Great, works good on that. They use it to buy clothes from another company called Shein. So it works in many online stores, right? Just may not work in every online store, and we're still evolving to get it to work in every, but for the most important ones, yes, it works. ATM withdrawals, fantastic. No issues with that in South Africa, and I'm sure other places as well. Payments at merchants worldwide. The POS, I've used it everywhere. And guess what? I use it to pay fuel, right? Petrol I believe in the States you'll call it gas. I haven't filled from my own fiat currency in the last almost 10 months. I'm going to tell you why and how. And if bankers could pay for one of your bills, would that make your life better? Type yes in the chat. If one of your bills got taken care of, because whenever I join a company, I look at that. What's one thing that I'm joining right now can pay for something? If it can't, I would not pour effort into it, because for me, it's just a waste of time. When I saw Bancus and I said, you know what? Can take care of one thing. And guess what? It's taking care of actually two things, but that's one thing. Whenever I go to restaurants and eat, I don't pay for my food. It gets paid for by Bancus. I go to full fuel, I don't full with my normal money. I pay with crypto, powered by Bancus, right? So if that's one thing, I think it can help people save in many other areas in their life. Now the Bancus one, for those of you all that replied, you got your metal. Yes. So basically, this is the metal card. Someone asked, is it real metal? Yes, it's real. When it hits the floor, you know what? It's like the old Nokia phone, right? You pray the floor don't get damaged. So it's metal, right? When it falls, it makes a statement. So just to say that. So it's quite heavy. Don't drop it in your toe. All right. So premium design, global use, international withdrawals and purchases, payments for larger purchase volumes. And this is the card that I always say that we had a friend in Dubai, right? United Arab Emirates, Dubai, the city. He wanted to buy a Lamborghini Huracan STO. And technically, you cannot buy it with just what this card offers, but the metal card gives you the VIP treatment, which means you can increase this. So whereas the metal card allows you of up to $400,000, he needed $1 million to buy that car. And guess what? We had bankers up the limits on that, and within 10 minutes, the limits was upgraded to over $1 million for an hour. And guess what? He went in and he paid for his Lamborghini Huracan STO brand new using crypto. So the power is in your hands. This gives you that treatment where you can increase the limits should you need, and it only costs you $100. I've seen plastic cards that cost $149, and I've seen metal cards that cost $349. The cheapest metal card I saw cost $249, and you have to pay that fee every year. Every year, you got to pay the same fee every year. With bankers, $100 done and dusted. Don't pay it again. How's that? Right, $100. That's all. Out of Bancus One, this is also a good card to get. I started with this, and this is $50. $50, right? Once off, don't pay it again. Global access, digital and physical payments, lower cost, ideal for everyday use, and contactless payments. This is your tap and pay card. For those of you who don't like to insert, you just want to tap and pay, then yes, this is your card, right? I never had a tap and pay card, even though I do have one. I never activated it. But for some reason, when you have crypto, to tap and pay is like a Rolls Royce treatment. It's fun. So this is your tap and pay card, right? And then you got this, Bankers Go, which is available not now, but right now, when you buy either one of the two. Either one, right? Ready to use right away. The integration, as I mentioned, will be sorted out and you'll be able to load it on your Apple and Google Pay, which means contactless. You don't have to worry about anything, right? You can just tap your phone and it's done and dusted. And yeah, no physical card required. So this is the card that will, I think, you know what? Not I think that I've seen and used before with the Apple and Google Pay was instant, where I could just go to the fuel station, tap it, and it was done. So if someone pays and you need a card right now, this is the card to get. $25. Right now, it's free. Someone type free in the chat. It is free. $25 in South African money is about 600 rands. That is free right now to everyone. And I'm sure whether you're a millionaire or a billionaire, $25 is $25. Because if you're $25 short of a million, the bank is not going to give you $25, right? So free is good, man. So collaborative model, Bankers fosters a system where you share tools with others, you build a community, and you generate benefits through ecosystem activity. So here's the thing, people, the way I see it, this is not just a business, this is an empire. With the beautiful Bankers ecosystem, you are starting your own bank. You know, when I meet people, whether they cashiers, whether they shelf packers, whether they're at the garage, doesn't matter who they are, waiters, waitresses. When they ask me how are you going to pay, I say, you know what, I just started my own bank. And you know what? That's the truth, because you are the head of your business, right? Sell it with your heart because it's going to pay you, and you sell it by sharing it. I started my own bank. And I still use the line today, and I will use it tomorrow and for the near future. Simple as that. It's a crypto bank, and it's the fastest growing digital bank in the world. And the reality is you have the card, you can show them as well. And that's the power of it. So you decide how you want to market this, because it's entirely up to you to grow it as big as you want, or you can keep it private. Entirely up to you, right? You can be part of the Banker's Secret Service where you tell no one nothing. That's okay. So the benefit of the program is, right, product usage. Someone said they lost me. Can you guys hear me? All right, so the benefit of the program is basic. Oh, can you hear me? All right, cool. So the benefits of the program is you can access benefits for product usage, activity within the community, tools and recommendations. Now you get paid in 3 levels. 3 levels. Thank you, Moses. So 3 levels. Level 1, 2, 3. Now you only need to focus on level 1. Don't worry about 2 and 3 just yet, right? Those will build themselves. Why I say focus on level 1? Level 1 is people you know closely. They will join you with your link. That's your personals. Why? Because if you focus on your level 1, what are your level 1 going to do? Tell a friend. Now your level 2 is growing automatically. What they are going to do? Tell a friend. Now your level 3 is growing automatically. You see how this has a ripple effect. One after one, one after one. You don't have to worry about level 2 and 3, but it's always good when you reach out to your level 1s, help them understand the business and help them share the business. And with that, they're going to do the same thing. So you don't have to phone up your friend and tell them, hey, you got to use the card. For example, Ndumi's on this call, Elza is on this call. I don't have to phone him and tell him, hey, Ndumi, you got to use your card. No, she knows what her card is. She knows the power she has in her hand, and she knows that she needs to use it. And when she uses it, I get paid over and over and over again. Generational wealth, people. So level 1 pays you 10% on the card fee. If the card is $100, you get paid 10% on the $100. If the card is plastic, you still get paid 10% on the plastic card, right? Which is $50. Now, level 2 pays you more. That's why it's good to introduce your level 1s, and then level 2 will automatically build, and now you get paid 15% on the price of either the metal or the plastic, right? And level 3 will pay you the same as level 1. And you can do that over and over and over again. I think our brother here, Eric, has over over 150 plus people on his level ones only. Level ones only. Just here, right? We got Endumi on this call. We got Bentley, I think, also hit the 100 club, right? And it's powerful because people want what you have, but unless you show them, you do not know. Bentley is a good example. She had about 4 people for about, I think it was almost a week. And she said, Zaf, I need to get this card out there. I said, okay, let's do it. We went on social media. We started doing lives, which, I hardly do lives, but I said, okay, you know what? If you want me to come add value, I will. People in 2.5 weeks, Bentley crossed over the 100 mark. It's powerful. The world needs what you have. All you need is the will to do it. And there's more benefits. The bank only charges you 4% when reloading the card. 4% only when reloading the card. So whenever you load the card, you get charged 4%. So you always put a little bit more if you want that exact amount, and that is fine. And of which 1% gets distributed through the community rewards, which means the 1% gets split between level 1, 2, 3. Now that you have your level 1, 2s, and 3s, you get paid on the load fees. 0.2, 0.4, 0.2. When the guy in Dubai bought the Lamborghini, that person on level 1 got paid over $2,500 for the load fee. Can you imagine how crazy that is? That is crazy. But that's how powerful this is. You do not know who's going to use your card for what. And that's the power you have. That's why you keep sharing the vision. Level 2 got paid 0.4. Level 3 got paid 0.2. Right? 3 levels, people. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't overthink it. Your brains will fall out. That's all. Focus on the level 1s, and you can help them to duplicate. You get level 2 and you get level 3. Now, how many of you are here for this? You heard about the card. The card is your key to the community. The card is your key to everything. The card is what unlocks the door to all the products and possibilities, right? Now, for some people in South Africa, they couldn't afford the card at first, as Brother Eric as well mentioned his journey. So we had the opportunity early on to buy the bank coin, and we bought. And guess what? People earn from the bank ecosystem, and they bought the card, right? The banker's card is king. The coin is queen. And marry them both, and you got a good ecosystem, right? Does that make sense? Right? The card is king, the coin is queen, right? Marry them both. So in that way, you have a complete cash flow ecosystem, minus all the other products that you are going to see. It just takes it to a whole new level, right? So this is like the one thing that can feed many things right now as well, because this is a smart contract. So the question I always ask people, if you could invest in a major bank at the start, would you? Right? You would probably say yes, but would you have even heard about it before it went public? Chances are no. Why? Because most people who do that only keep it in the inner circle until they go public, then the shares are a bit higher and not many people can buy. That's why they create millionaires and billionaires before they even go on the market. And yes, you know what, they're entitled to do that, but it's not fair for everyone, but that is life. Life is not meant to be fair. You are meant to be smarter so you can be ahead. Now with bankers, the beautiful thing of what Mr. Alejandro says, he says, Zaf, I want to help the lowest of the lowest income earners at least live a stress-free life financially. And to me, that's exactly why I promote the token, because it has the ability to help you see the future, but live in it right now, right? So this is you having shares in a bank, as what Brother Eric mentioned earlier on, and we have 300 million shares, and you can partake in this. So when you own shares, you don't own shares in just anything. You own shares in the fastest growing fintech, digital crypto card company on the planet. Now the ecosystem of growth, Bancus ecosystem is projected based on global expansion, use of its tools, and community growth, right? Greater adoption leads to a stronger system. Can someone type RWA in the chat? Yeah, it doesn't stand for Rwanda, but RWA is real world assets, right? And that's something you're going to hear of because Bancus has tapped into that a while back, and now it's coming into play. Now, the performance program is simple. Bankers offers a program where your participation can generate recurring benefits within the ecosystem. This is based on actual activity, the use of tools, and system dynamics. So everything in the ecosystem is attached to the card, right? And everything is attached in the ecosystem also to the bank coin. How is it attached to the bank coin? Well, the company valuation. is what also creates value for the coin. So the bank has got a great ecosystem that's using the cards, that's buying the cards. That's the Rolls Royce of everything. That's the one that makes it work, right? And that's the one that adds value to your coin. So it's a wonderful ecosystem, right? So the digital bank shares. Now, Bancus is represented by 300 million private digital shares, which you can buy and acquire at any time and any amount. So we don't have packages. If you can afford $10, great. $5, great. $100, $1,000, $10,000, great. It suits everyone's pockets and needs. I always tell people, don't look at what the other person is buying. Buy what you can afford. But the ecosystem can help you share this with the world, and you can get paid more than what anyone else can buy in with. Why? Because we have a smart contract, right? So the RWA Bankers shares operates on the BNB network, which is the BEP20, the Binance Smart Chain, and the current price is 0.20. So when I bought about a year, almost a year plus ago, I bought at 0.13, $0.13, right? And in South African money, that's 1 rand. Now, a lot of people were hesitant at the time, but I said, I'm going to take a chance. And I asked some of my community members, and they took a chance based on me, based on my judgment. And in that way, we bought some. We bought a good amount. And then it went to 0.15, right? And now it's at 0.20. So I bought at 1 rand in South African money, and now it's worth 3.30 rand. It almost tripled, right? Now the projection in December is 0.75, $0.75. Now in South African money, I bought at 1 rand. Now it's 3.30 rand. By December, projection is about 14 rands. So to me, from 3.30 rand to 14 rands is a huge jump, right? For us, that's huge. And from any currency, depending on how much you have, that is big. But that's not just the end. Bankcoin can basically project to go to $1.50 by January, February. Why? Because the December, when I said RWA, in December, the Bankcoin is launching on the WE exchange, or WEEX. Can someone type that? It's called Weeks. WEEX in the chat. So it's launched there, and they pledged $10 million to buy the Bankcoin and trade it on their network, thus giving the price 0.75. That is why this is the real world asset, not just like you're looking at your regular cryptocurrency where people just shove money in and it grows. No, this is based on a company valuation. And if any one of you all want the maths on how to calculate that, I will share it with you as well. And you guys can calculate and be ahead and to know what the share price will be in the near future based on community volume. Now, there's more profits for you. The uni level of commissions is very powerful because here we have a smart contract. And in many businesses, whether you're involved in shares and what, when you sell your shares or in whatever company you are coming from, sometimes they hold your money back, whether it's an hour, 2 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours, 48 hours, and it's pending and waiting for someone to go and hit the release button. God forbid that the money you're seeing is a lie and you're waiting and waiting and waiting, and you know what? You just see numbers on the screen. But the smart contract of what we have is instant, which means if I sign someone up right now, I get paid right now, split second. This morning, I got paid 17 times, 17. Because I built the business. I went to sleep and I woke up and I saw one notification and I opened that and I saw 17 other payments under that. And that's just the tip of the iceberg, people. There's been days where people in our team got paid 50, 60 times a day. Why? 10 levels deep. 10 levels deep, comp plan. Now, level 1 is your personals, which means everyone you personally brought on with your link. On level 1, no matter what amount people come on with, you'll get paid 6% in dollars. 6% in dollars instantly. And you'll get paid 5% in tokens. So 5% in bank. So no matter what you start with, you can earn bank. People, I have earned over 700 bank in just commissions. Yes, I didn't go crazy with my personals. I helped my team. But the fact is, people want to own more. So every time people do buy more and increase or top up, if you want to call it that, you get paid. How does that sound? That sounds good. Type a yes if it sounds good. Because on level 2, you can earn 5% in dollars, level 3, 4%, level 4, 3%, level 5, 2%, and from level 6 to 10, it's 1%. Do not take that lightly because you are capitalizing on almost 400,000 people in your community. Generational wealth, people. Generational wealth. Now, there are no limits to what you can do with this. You can set up your kids You can set up your grandparents, whatever you want. There's no limits because I think everyone in a household should have shares. This is from me. I got, my mom got, my sister got, because we believe in the system. Look, you got the card that's working. You got the company that's evolving. And if those things are driving the business, why not? Because the more you promote the card and sell the card, better for you, better for the business, right? Eric can refer 100 people tonight and they sign up. Great. Good for bankers, good for all of us because we got shares. You see how everything feeds the other. That's an unstoppable network, right? So your digital participants multiply. So you can stake. How many of you all would like to increase what you have? Yes. So staking is there. I have staked 4 times so far. So every 90 days you can stake. When you buy your coins, you go and stake it. Staking increases it, gives it a fixed amount. So when you stake, you can earn up to 1.25% monthly and 3.75% in the 90-day cycle. So you can grow your bank. For me, I'm not going to spend a cent when it hits 75 cents. I'm going to keep staking. I'm going to stake until I get to about 100,000 bank because there's 300 million. I know I might as well cash out when it's at least $2.50 and cash out millions and cashing out a couple of hundred thousands when it's at 7.5. But that's just me. Everyone has to eat. If you have your goals, keep some bank until it actually hits $2.50 to $3 because it will get there. You won't make a mistake like the guy who basically bought a box of pizzas for about 50 Bitcoins back then. Today, 50 Bitcoin, he probably could buy, I think, the whole country of whatever pizza he bought. So in that way, make proper judgments with that, and you can choose how you want to spend your bank coin. Now, Bancus is more than just a financial tool. It's an opportunity to learn, grow, and participate in a global digital economy because we have many products that every one of you all can partake or know someone that needs, and you're going to see more of that as we come. So Bancus is more than just about money. It's about financial education. I mentioned to you, we have an academy, a university to help adults and help kids understand blockchain better. Because blockchain is not the future, it's the present as well. We're living in it, right? And it's always good to educate the youngsters as well. Like when I was small, we were still working on how to basically use the VHS. Some of y'all must call me and wonder what the heck is a VHS? Well, you guys remember the cassette tapes, right? You watch movies on the cassette tapes, and when they used to basically skip or freeze, you take a teaspoon and you would wind and wind and wind the thing, right? Well, I lived in a time where if I wanted to change the channel on the TV, I had to wake up and press the button on the TV. It was a mission. Sometimes we just sit there and watch that whatever garbage was on, and be like, you know what, leave it. So we lived in those times. Today kids don't even know what a DVD is because everything is on USB, and some of them don't even know what a USB is because everything is online. So education is important because money has value, but it's changed its means from the ancient Babylonian times when people used to trade, apples for oranges and cows for houses, whatever it is. Some people still do today traditionally. That's okay, but you wouldn't go to a Ford dealership or a Toyota dealership or BMW, Mercedes and tell them, I got 1,000 cows. Can you give me that car? No, you won't, because money has changed. From that, we went to gold coins, silver. We went to precious metals, and then we went to paper money, which crippled the economy. And then now we got digital currency, which is basically helping you earn more than you can spend. To me, it has the same value, but changed its approach, right? So for me, crypto can free you from all the challenges you're having if you use it right. And that's why when I saw Bancus and I saw where the company's heart was at, I said, you know what? I can actually hang my cape over here and promote this for the rest of my life. It's not the future. It's what you can start using today, right? Personal control, conscious growth, and all of that. So this is that's the presentation. I'm just going to go through 2 more slides and show you all something that's very important to understand. So in South Africa, people ask, Zaf, you know what? They still want to be led with packages. So I just put something together to tell them, you know what? This is what you can actually get for $100. So $100 will get you 500 coins. And I think this is actually good for the guys in America as well. So now you know $100 will get you 500 bank coins at the current price of 0.20. Bear in mind, it's going to be 0.21. It could happen today based on the price projection, but 0.20 is when this was made. So $100 will get you 500 bank coin. Now when bank coin is at $1, that's $500. When it's at $2, that's $1,000. And when it's at $3.30, that's about $1,665. right? It started at 0.13. It's basically now 0.20. You still have a chance to buy some good coins, and you still will have a chance at 0.75, but maybe not as a good chance as it is to buy right now with what you have, but the business still moves on. So make the most of it. And this is the weeks, right? We exchange. We're going to launch on that in December. And if you got $200 and you want to start, you get 1,000 bank coins. And guess what? You can stake it, right? Keep staking that coin. Milk the system for what it's giving you because it's there for you. Don't mess around with it. It's there to help you grow your money. Simple as that, right? Start at 0.13, heading to 0.20, right? And now at $1, if you got 1,000 coins and you bought it at $200, it'll now be worth $1,000 at $1. At $2, $2,000. At $3, basically $3,000, right? You get the idea. So that's just a little bit. And then I'm going to share two more slides with you just to give you an example of something that's very, very important for everyone to understand. And this is basically the website. Let me just go quickly to the website and show you something that everyone can use. I would encourage everyone to get familiar with the website. But let's just say before we head to the website, let's say this, right? Let's say you couldn't afford $100. You can afford $20, and that's fine, right? I told you Bancus welcomes everyone. Even $10 you can start with, right? Now $20 will get you 100 bank coins. $40 will get you 200 bank coins. So it's for everyone's pocket. And at just 75 cents, you can end up with $75. And with basically $40 worth of 200 bank coins, you can end up with $150. So that's quite good. $55 in profit, $110 in profit, right? These are just scenarios to give you an idea. Now, if we go to this, which I assume you all can see, right? This is the website. Now, everyone, can someone type this in the chat? Banktoken.io, banktoken.io. This is your friend when it comes to this. And for all those tech people out there, who want to see more and more and more, because you know what, for some of them, it just doesn't click, and that's okay, so they can go on this website. They can see the token about tokenomics, staking, roadmap, light paper, which some people like to see. Hey, is it real and stuff? Yes, go and read it. It's there. And this should be something you read every single day because you're going to get better at this. So with this right here, there's something I want to touch on right at the end, which is very important. So over 120,000 plus users, RWA tokenization. You will hear more about tokenization as well in the upcoming calls and corporate calls. So 300 million, only 300 million bank in supply, right? The BS Smart Chain, right? The Binance Smart Chain. That's where it is. It's RWA. Current price is 0.20. I want you all to remember that. I want you all to remember that because this is so important. The real token value is 0.87. Now, why is it not that? Right? For one of many reasons. Mr. Alejandro has a big heart and he says, you know what? The company valuation is that. But because Bancus owes no one money, because Bancus is free, because Bancus is profitable for the many, many years to come in the future, and they're going to be even more, I don't want to launch it on the market at that price because I want people to grab as much as they can. So he stopped people from buying the whales that want to come in with $50, $60 million. He stopped them. He said, no, this is for the community. You know what? And it's for them. So you will buy at this price instead of that price. And you know what? Most of them bought, and that's great. Good for all of us. So for right now, you have this on a bargain sale. Call it a Black Friday sale if you must, but it's on a bargain at 0.20 because the real value is 0.87. And we will launch at 0.75 and it will peak at about $3. So you have some decisions to make. You can purchase the card, purchase the coin, but if you're not going to buy the card in order to value or money to buy the card, sign up anyways. Share it with people who can buy the card, make the money from the card sale and from the top up, use that money to basically get a discount off your card. Because that's how I got started. Well, not that I couldn't afford the card, but I didn't have time to go in and buy. I shared it with 5 people and they bought cards and I ended up spending only $10 for my $50 card. That made perfect sense to me. So you can do that as well, right? Sign up with the person who invited you and share your link with people who have that. Remember something, people. The owner of Pedigree Dog Food does not eat dog food. Dogs eat dog food. And the guy's a billionaire. That should give you a sign. Just because you do not have crypto or use crypto, the world uses crypto. So what you do, keep it as a hobby. What the world does, make it your business. So this is the website. Go there, read all about it. And I thank you all for tuning in. Look, if not this, then what? If not now, then when? As always, I will see you all on the beaches of the world. And I'm going to take questions right now as well from the chat and going to stop the recording. All right, hello everyone. It seems like my Zoom mistakenly exited for some reason. I'm getting back on. But yes, thank you everyone. And I'm just heading back on there. Recording in progress. Right, Mr. Eric, how are you doing?
I'm rich, but that's old news.
Thank you, thank you. All right, so everyone on the chat, thank you all for tuning in, and let's get to the questions. Let's see. All right, so someone said we listen to the recording. Mr. Eric, before we get on with all that, if anything you'd like to add?
Well, I just want to say this has not only been a tremendous presentation, but the education behind it has been really, really stellar for me. Okay. And it surprised me how much I learned. I don't consider myself a know-it-all, but this is like reading a book and then going back and opening the pages and you find something there you see now that you didn't see before. It wasn't like you added more pages to the book. It's just that I had arrived at a certain time. I love the community and what the community is doing, and assisting people and answering the questions in the chat. That's a community, or I like to say a unity, right? And so that's commendable to each and every one of us from wherever we are. The only thing I do want to say here is that understand that your application or your registration for the Bancus app is different from the registration for the token. That's a totally different dynamic. And so it requires another link in order to register. So then you would have your link so you can share it out to the masses. So that's the one thing that I have there. And plug in, stay connected. In order to stay connected, you have to plug in. We have a saying in the States, either you plug in or you clock in, right? So position yourselves for the freedom you seek. Position yourselves for the freedom you seek. This was a tremendous presentation, brother. I got so much out of it. A lot of jewels, a lot of gems. And like we like to say as well, I'm picking up what you're putting down. Back over to you.
Thank you, thank you, brother Eric, for that. It means a lot. We are progressing. We are learning from each other, and tomorrow we will be on y'all's presentation. So, Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. South African time, we head over to the American presentation where you hear Mr. L, Mr. Fred, and brother Eric as well on that. And then on Wednesday, Mr. Fred, who's a company trainer, does a wonderful training, which everyone needs to be a part of, right? It's important. Training is important, more important than your business, because if you don't know what you're doing, you're going nowhere. So please, we wouldn't want anyone flying a plane if they've just been watching YouTube videos on how to fly a plane. So you want to tune into that. All right, can we still buy 0.20? Yes, it is. It is still 0.20. Let's see, Nalundi. After sharing the link, how do I get their card after they register and purchase? Okay, great. I think you're in South Africa. So I'm in charge in South Africa. Yes, we got a massive shipment coming by Friday. So everyone is getting sorted out. I got the list from the company as well. We're going to go through the list with my team leaders, and you will be getting your cards very soon. The wait is over. We sorted the logistics issue because that's the main thing. For a company that has a tangible product, you must be quick with shipping. So we sorted that because we said people want the card not now, but right now. And we're getting to that way. If you order today, you will get it tomorrow. We are moving that way and getting closer to that. So thank you so much. And as Mr. Eric mentioned, if you with the card and the bank token, two different links. So we always advise people, whoever signed you up with the card, follow them onto the smart contract as well. So you all complete that friendship and everyone is happy, right? Let's see, how do we buy shares? Well, Zianda, you will download whichever decentralized wallet you use. Whether you use Token Pocket, you use SafePal, MetaMask, whatever you use, Trust Wallet, you can activate the interface from any of those wallets, but you will get a link first. And then make sure you have your USDT and make sure you have gas fees for the BNB. At least $1 will last you a lifetime. $1 gas fee, and then you can use it as many times as you want and load your USDT, and you're good to go. So when you earn your commissions, instantly it's there in your wallet. Let's see, recording. Yeah, we will post a recording as well. I'll send it to Mr. Eric for his team as well. Please, registration for this TU is not in my email. I'm not sure what you mean by that TU number. Let's see what happens when you reach expiry date. Very well, basically, we would renew the card and we will introduce that as well at the roadshow as to what we will do for that when it comes to the new cards. So what links are we to share with others? Well, you get your card link. Your card link is from your Bancus app, which you can download for free right now. And also the smart contract, you can get it set up for free, but you need a link to get either set up, right? So bank token, yes, you get from your appline. I had said from Zoom video still about putting BF20 on our exchange. WhatsApp group. Okay, Melvin, the upline said I need to have a card. No, you don't have to get the card activated first, Melindy. If you have the app and you don't activate the card, you can still participate in the smart contract with the bank shares. Just get a link from the person who invited you to the card. They will have a link. If they don't have a link, just reach out to me and I will speak to them and show them how to get started, because there's always someone above them that's probably already in the business and they will get a link, which then you will get a link, right? Where to get a link? Same question, get back to who invited you. And if someone buys a card and do nothing, well, look, you cannot leave your life in someone else's hands. For me, when I'm signing up someone, I don't expect them to do anything, right? Because that puts me into a mode where I got to find the next person. If they do something great, I'll work with them. If they don't do something, I'll still work with them when they need me. But the point is that if you own a bank today or you own a restaurant and everyone comes into your restaurant and orders water, wouldn't that annoy you? It will, because you are paying for their water and they are paying nothing just to sit there and take up space. Your business is a bank. You want customers that are using the card and you will find them that way. And when they use the card, you get paid, right? So treat it like that as well. Okay, Melinda said you got the app installed. Fantastic. Great. All right. So I think that's all the questions. Any wonderful words you want to leave us with, Brother Eric? I'll leave you to have the final words.
I only want to say, folks, that only doing gets it done. Get back to the one who introduced you to this amazing, amazing endeavor and do your part. Participate in your own rescue. That's what you have here in Bankers. And I would like to see each and every one of us on the other side of money. Thank you for your time and attention. Back over to you, Zach.
Thank you, Brother Eric. Right, doing gets it done. I'm gonna make a shirt soon with the Nike sign and put there "Just did it," because that's what we're doing, right? So, all right, cool. Take care, everyone. God bless. I'll see you all on the beaches of the world. And tomorrow, 8 p.m., I'll send the link the moment it comes out. Thank you all. Lots of love. Stay blessed.